I always get the question like, why would you pay $18,000 a month for rent? Brother, do you see the people around me? Supercars left and right. You got my fleet here, the GLE63s, the Lamborghini Huracan Evo. You think we got here by just working? You think we got here by just trying? No, we got here because we believe. You see, starting a business is one thing, but actually believing you can get there is another. So come with me on my little Chipotle drive while we talk a little bit about mindset and what it actually takes to get rich.
Taste of cotton candy, hit the gas. On 100, I ain't see the dash.
Okay, side note, I kind of want the Revuelto and I kind of don't. I don't know, something about that exhaust is really tripping me up. I don't know. If you guys think I should get it, I'll get it, but I just don't know. Look at this, guys. This is what happens when you work on yourself. We got a whole crowd of people. His boy, he just told his boy to get up and go look at the car. And then these guys were over here fucking telling me to rev it. This is what happens when you work on yourself and your mindset. Like, these things are just natural. These things are just normal to me, right? All right, well, I just destroyed some Chipotle. I'm trying to get bigger right now. I'm eating like 4 protein scoops. Every single time, like, I come here, they look at me like I'm crazy because I add chicken, steak, and like a bunch of stuff. Anyways, aside from that, I want to talk about the biggest thing that keeps a lot of people poor, and like, it's this mindset, right? The most important thing is, I'm gonna start off with, your environment determines your income. If you surround yourself with losers, you are bound to lose. If you surround yourself with winners, it is almost impossible to lose. Every single time I get in that car, I feel like a winner. And every single time I surround myself with people that are doing more than me, I feel like a winner. Well, honestly, I feel like a loser and I feel like I should be doing more, but you get the general gist. If you can get surrounded with either materialistic things or people that are winning, it makes it almost impossible to lose. Now, a lot of you guys are going to watch this video and be like, oh, but Leo, that's easy for you to say because you're already rich. No, when I didn't have that Lambo, I would go to the nicest coffee shops in town, drive across the city just so I can hear the conversations that people were having from a different side of town. I needed to get out of my environment. And to be frank with you guys, I grew up poor. If you guys don't know already, I grew up on food stamps. I grew up with government aid. I had, a lot of financial struggles. My parents struggled a lot with finances growing up, and a lot of that had to do with their financial literacy. So listening to their advice on how to get rich or even just financial moves was not the right idea. I had to get myself around different people. So I would just go into the nice areas in town, or maybe even to coffee shops, or even to the nicest restaurants. Even though I can only afford like a cup of water, I would still do whatever it takes to get around that environment so I can change the way I think, so I can change my surroundings, because your surroundings determines your income. All right, the second order of business is that you must force yourself into a new level. I can't tell you the amount of times I've literally forced myself into becoming a better version of myself. I forced myself to get that Lambo. You think I was comfortable when I could even afford a Lambo? No, I forced myself to become a Lambo owner. I forced myself into my first high rise in downtown Tampa. I forced myself into every single new level, and it's truly because every single new level is scary as shit, and it still is scary to this date, but you have to force yourself there. Recently, I took a private jet, and I forced myself into flying private. I personally don't want to fly commercial anymore, so I forced myself to spend $8,000, a ridiculous amount of money, on a private jet from Tampa to Miami, just so I can experience what it's like flying private, so I can force myself to make more money so I never have to fly commercial. I forced myself into this scary ass level, and I still do it to this day. It's not going to be a comfortable move. You have to force yourself to the new level, and every single new level is going to require a different version of yourself. You are going to make excuses. You are going to basically convince yourself that this uncomfortable decision that you know damn well is going to level you up is not the right decision. But you have to force yourself to take action and leap to a new level to actually experience a new version of yourself. And only then will you actually start seeing success and actually see things change around you. because you are forcing yourself to become a better version of yourself. Okay, the last thing that I want to leave you guys with is going to be your perception of reality. The most important lesson I've learned to date is how you interpret a situation. Things are not negative, things are not positive. It is simply how you interpret the situation. If you think something is good, then it is good. If you think something is bad, then it is bad. I've lost thousands, I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if I thought that was a bad thing and decided to sit there and think and ponder and, cry and, kind of just get stuck on that emotion, I wouldn't be here today. But instead, I looked at it as a positive. I looked at it as an amazing thing that happened, right? Because these hard failures, these thousands of dollars, it taught me valuable lessons, right? So it's really how you look at things. And I used to look at things so negatively. I used to think things happened to me. I used to be the unlucky guy. And then I realized that the reason I was getting so unlucky with business and life and relationship is surely because I thought I was unlucky. The moment I realized I had the power to change how I interpret a situation and I can choose to look at it from a positive outcome is the moment when everything changed. Because nothing was negative, right? My family struggling was only a positive thing. It only made me a better person, right? It made me learn financial literacy. It made me learn about credit, get into business, right? Because I saw my mom struggle, go to work every single day. I saw my dad struggle, go to work every single day. My dad used to be a server. He told me never to work with your hands, to only use the brain, right? These bad things that I used to say I'm a victim of actually became positive and beautiful things. And it's truly because I decided to start looking at them as a positive thing. I started interpreting them differently. And this is where most people get caught up. They look at a situation like there's no positive outcome, but there is. Because if you are alive, right, and you are choosing to live by waking up every single day, then there is a positive line. There is a silver line, right? You are awake. You are alive. Right? You could be dead, truly, but you are here. And there's something to be thankful for. There's something to be positive about. And if you could just choose that outcome and you understand you have the power to choose a positive outcome every single time and take full responsibility of your actions and understand there's no good or bad in life. There's only what you interpret. Then you have the ability to change your life. This is how most millionaires think. This is how most of the richest people think. They understand they have the power to interpret things however they want. While one person can look at it as a bad thing, he might look at it as an opportunity and actually make it an opportunity, right? Remember, the power of the mind is not a joke. It is truly what you think you are that you become. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys like my little Chipotle dinner rant. I'm actually in the middle of the street, literally, just like walking around, vlogging, talking to you guys. But I really do enjoy this because this is my passion. I was truly able to change my life by my mindset alone, right? And I always tell everyone, like, you strip me down, you take everything away, you take my millions, you take my business, you take everything away from me. I'm going to be able to rebuild everything back just because of my positive mindset. I really think it's an overlooked skill and a really powerful one. And I hope you guys like this video. If you guys want to see more, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.